So now I'm in the coffee business. We came up with a name, Rwanda Trading Company, because the old name of the mill was Rwandex, and they pronounce it with a French accent, and I couldn't say it, so we had to change the name to Rwanda Trading Company. Yep. And then I'm long a plant. I'm long millions of pounds of coffee. And I'm like, I may have violated some unwritten code, right? I may be long this coffee forever. Now that I've bought it, I need to sell this. And this is where it really gets interesting back on the trust side, on this side. So the first thing I had to trust the man who said, I'm going to bring about rule of law, zero corruption, and policies that are at least neutral to a business investment. And I had to look him deep in the eyes and think, am I going to spend the prime years of my career, do I trust this guy to do that? Because there's no guarantee this is going to be successful. I sat down with my wife one time early on, and I said, hon, this could roll on us. We had achieved escape velocity. We could be on the back of the boat, and we are neck deep pushing this coffee business up the hill. And she said, well, these may be my favorite words I've ever heard. Well, I guess I do. Your child's healthy. And then maybe this one. And she said, well, we started with $600. If we go back to that, we'll start over. I've told that to people, and women normally go, you're an idiot. Right? If you really get honest, they go, you're an idiot for putting yourself in that place. I tell that to guys, and they go, man, that's sexy. I actually had a guy tell me that. I'm like, I hadn't really thought of it like that, but yeah. So I'm long coffee. I need someone to trust me to sell it. I don't know anybody that buys coffee. I just start putting out feelers. I said, there are people that buy coffee in Europe. There's trades that buy, other European businesses buy coffee. Let's just start calling them. And then I got a name. I got the name of Carly Rosenkrantz. She's the coffee buyer at Walmart. And I said, I called. I said, could I please have an appointment? And, if I'd known, you can't make it up. And she said, okay, come tell me your story. And I told her the story. And she said, and you've built a roasting business in North Little Rock. And you're just getting into business. I said, that's right. And I said, I'd like to pitch your private label. She says, those are contracts, they're put up. She said, they're not open right now. What's your brand? On the spot, I don't know if I've ever told you this. On the spot, I said, my brand is, let's see. I live on the western city limit edge. Really, my farm is literally on the western edge of Little Rock. And I had I run cows on my farm, and I had to call the farm something for an LLC, and we called it Westrock because, I thought it was funny. And she said, what's your brand that you're going to sell coffee under? And I said, it's Westrock. And I remember she looked at me and said, okay. And that's how Westrock coffee became a branded product. And we got into Walmart. Now, we didn't stay in Walmart because we weren't ready for the scale of that. But you know what? We hung around. And then we got a little piece of business from Sam's. And then years go by, and we get another. Sam's got cut off by a supplier one time, and they called it an emergency. And we made no money on it. I said, just do it. Work 24/7, put it in a truck, run it to them. They said, we're going to lose money. I go, that's the smallest part of the problem I've got. Just do it, and something good will happen eventually. Years go by. A 2-year RFP for a new product. Now we've built a real business. We've got some scale. We've got operational people that are excellent. We've actually gotten this thing down. We compete for it, and we win. And last week, Sam's Donut Shop was labeled the new product of the year in Sam's Club. Now that you can applaud. We delivered our 100 millionth cup last month. Right? So, yeah. I started just calling on folks, right? I remember there were 3 people originally, Carly, Greg Egbers, and Bob Rowling. The 3 people I sat across the table from, and I told them my story. I told them what I was trying to do. I told them I'm going to reprice the way coffee is purchased across all of East Africa. Hundreds of millions of people live in these homes. We can drive the price up 20%, 30%, and still make a profit, but you gotta help me. You gotta trust me. You gotta take a chance. I don't have a 10-year track record in this business. I do in others, but not in this business, right? You got to trust me. You got to give me a chance. And if you will, I will not disappoint you. Not one time in the new product last year did any single store ever once run out of product, right? Nobody does that with a new product that went out as fast because we knew we were stewards of trust, and we knew that lives depended upon us getting that right. I don't tell this story very often, and I'd never tell it in a big group. But I thought it was important that you got a sense of how desperate day-to-day life is when you're trying to build a business where you don't have the rule of law, where you don't have zero corruption, where you don't have informed regulatory policy. We are in many countries today. We're in 20, am I done? I'm done, all right? We're in 20 countries today. Not every one of those countries act like Rwanda. One country we recently had to leave. You change the laws, you have to have a politician as your partner, we're gone. You have to pay the people at the port to get product out, we're gone. We're an American. We operate under American law everywhere we go. Those 3 things, if you're in Africa and you're a policymaker, those 3 things are the only thing you have to get right. The free market system will price it for you, it will finance it for you, it will bring credit, it will bring venture capital money, it will bring risk capital. The global free market system will come solve 90% of your market problems, but you must get those 3 things right. And on the US side, managers, please support your buyers who are taking a risk with someone who's starting up, because what they're trying to do has to have somebody trust it to get the flywheel turning. So, thank you.